Right there. All right. So, now that everyone's here, is everyone having a good day so far?
Yeah.
Mm, Okay. Can't believe I'm getting talked to. I'm talking to our first ever idol group here. So I'm trying to work my way up to certain places, but you got to walk before you can run.
It's so
So,
true.
well, if all the if everyone is here, I guess we can go ahead and get started, shall we?
Yeah.
All right. So nice to meet you guys. So we met at Savannah Animation. My name is Phil. I'm host of the Conversation Podcast, and I got some special guests here with me today. So I'm talking to the Peach Blossom Idols. I met them back in Savannah Animation, and they've done a lot of amazing shows and stuff. So make sure you check them out.
Yay.
Hey.
Should we introduce ourselves?
You can introduce yourself one by one, however you. Let's start with Sydney first.
All right. Hello, I'm Sydney, whichever. I am the orange member of Peach Blossom. It's very nice to meet everyone.
Martina.
I'm Martina. I'm the yellow member of the group.
Lynn.
Hi, I'm Lynn. I'm the green member.
And Jane.
I'm Jane. I'm the pink member of the group.
And y'all gotta have different colors to keep it, know who's who.
Keep it
Exactly.
Yes.
If I got it correctly.
It's how people
Yes,
respond. So
Yes.
All right.
In J-pop we have usually idols will have representative colors because we have light sticks and the light sticks light up different colors, and so you could cheer for your favorite idol by waving their color around.
Ooh, okay, now I get it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we have our own light sticks.
we
too.
do have our own light sticks that we made. So they're
Mhm.
pretty cutesy.
Well, shoot. Well, if I go to another show, I need to check it out.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun. The light sticks kind of make it.
They
Okay.
do, yeah.
Well, shoot, y'all better let me know so I can go.
You'll be the
So-
first to know.
Got it. Now, before we get into this, let's start with a little bit of an icebreaker. So, y'all been doing this for quite a while. If I got this correctly. Now, as far as going to, being in Savannah doing this, have you ever thought of traveling abroad and doing shows?
It's funny you say that. Me and Sid are both from Connecticut, so we are looking into performing at a Connecticut convention called ConnectiCon. And then I've been an idol for a few other groups that are not in Savannah. So I've done shows outside of Savannah. I've done shows in Boston, and New York, and then a few in Connecticut as well. So I've been a few places around, but the rest of the members is different.
Okay, yeah, because I know it's and I like that too, because I know so it's just Connecticut, right? Y'all haven't decided travel out the country and do other shows? Nope, you haven't thought that far.
No,
We
not
haven't gotten
yet.
that far yet.
Not yet.
No.
Is it kind of on the list or not? Really?
Maybe one day. It would be really cool to do that.
Yeah, it's money. It's money that's the problem.
It's money that's the problem, yeah.
Yes, money. That's definitely a problem too. It is. I will say it is expensive to travel these days. But I think main thing, and we have a discussion about this. Just the main thing is just make a plan.
Mm-hmm.
That way you can be able to execute. You'll be able to get in anywhere. Well, shoot, because there's a lot of places you couldn't go. One place you would want to go to is Japan. I know that, and then you got Singapore, etc., Vietnam, anywhere you want to go to.
Mm-hmm.
So pretty much for you guys, it's a work in progress.
It's a work in
Yeah.
progress, yeah.
Well, keep doing that work in progress, okay? So now that the ice is broken, I divide this up into 20 questions. So, and I kept them in the sections as well, so we can keep track, okay? So let's start with the section 1, which is identity, truth, and presence. So this one is for you, Lynn. when you're on stage, what part of yourself are you finally allowed to express that you might hold back in everyday life?
Yeah, I guess I've been like performing dance wise. I used to be a dancer like in high school and middle school. So I'm pretty used to performing on stage, but I'm kind of newer to like the idol scene specifically. But I really like the positive energy. It feels a lot different than when I performed in my other dances when I was in school. It's really positive and like high energy, and I feel like it's a lot more of a community, and that makes me like more enthusiastic about it.
That's nice. That's nice. You know, because I know when you guys do certain things, and this goes for all like idols and performers, whatever they're doing, you guys are showing to the audience and expressing yourselves who you are, because that makes you who you are. And you know, the more I see people, because let me give you a few instances. Like I've seen a lot more fashion shows online where it's like they express themselves and express their cultures as well. If y'all seen those kind of like different circumstances as on like watching like a fashion, because I know SCAD has a few fashion shows going on, and I don't know if y'all seen any of those to see what they're doing.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
One of my friends is actually a model for the fashion students, and so she'll wear the designs that they've made and walk down the runway. It's really
Okay.
cool.
Yeah, one of our members is in the fashion department, so few of our members. So
Because I am trying to understand and trying to look more into going to more fashion shows, because not only are they expressing themselves, they're showing like what they do and how like, because there's a lot of people from across the globe who are coming this way to SCAD, and they want to express their culture and how they do things in their own lifestyle as well.
Mhm.
If I'm saying this correctly.
Yeah, for sure. We get a lot of international students and students who come to SCAD specifically because of the opportunities it presents, not just in like the fashion industry, but like all over illustration, animation, all the different majors. They all come here for that, and I think that's really cool.
That's sweet. I'm gonna keep looking into those things because I am trying to like see if like, because I don't know what's the next fashion show coming up for you guys.
It should be this quarter, is it not?
Yeah, it'll be like the senior showcase. Senior showcase. I'm pretty sure May. They usually do it in Atlanta. So they do it on the Atlanta campus because they have more space.
They got
there
more
than the
space in there.
stage. Yeah, and like a whole
I'm pretty
runway
sure
there.
they do stream it though.
They do.
So they stream the fashion show. So yeah, it should be around May.
Okay, I'll make sure to take a look at it. This next one is for you, Sydney. So if your performance persona could speak directly to you off stage, what do you think it would say about who you really are?
Ooh, that's a good question. My persona. I the difference between me like here and when I'm on stage, I'm a lot more introverted in real life rather than when I'm on stage. I feel like when I'm on stage, I can really play up like my energy. I get a lot of energy from the audience, and I feel like I become a lot more loud and boisterous and excitable when I'm on stage rather than when I'm here. When I'm in real life, I get kind of like more nervous talking to people, more I keep to myself. But I feel like if my persona could talk to me directly, they'd probably just be like get out there, do more things and like talk to more people and just like put yourself out there. And I'd be like, yeah, you're right. I should do that. Being on stage is real fun.
That's interesting you say that because I'm an introvert too. But every day I try my best to go out the door and try to meet new people. Like I usually go in Savannah like every Wednesday or Friday when I can. Lately I've been doing lately I've been at home doing a lot of work here. So it's not like it's easy because there are some places that I do want to go, but it's expensive to get to that place. Like you can be surprised how many messages I get on my like DMs saying like, when are you going to a next event or convention or something? I don't have the money to do so.
Right.
It's
Exactly.
it's not easy to get that place. The only thing I can do is like, like you said, put yourself out there. I'm doing the most I can here to just get myself out there. That's why
Mhm.
technology is so grand these days. And I know, like for you with SCAD, you have to walk from class to class and everything. It's kind of hard to interact with people who you don't know very well. And you just gotta
Mhm.
listen. I went down that same rabbit hole when I was in college. Okay, I didn't know anybody, but I did my best to try to communicate and did what I could,
Mhm.
and I'm still doing that today.
Yeah. I mean, we wouldn't be here today and talking if you hadn't talked to us and we met at Animazing. So.
Yeah, it's just you gotta have like human interaction. Something
Mhm.
that somebody else told me. If I can make someone else's day perfect, then that's enough for me.
That's awesome.
So listen, Sydney, keep doing that. Keep trying to. That goes for all of y'all. Keep trying to like communicate with people. Like, and listen, if we don't understand, help us understand so we can understand. Because I know I've seen so many people who are just too shy to like express themselves, and I was like, y'all can talk to me if y'all got problems. Like, you have to be
Mhm.
cordial with whoever you interact with as well. And guess what? That goes the same thing when you're doing the stuff on stage. Like when y'all perform, y'all try your best to like say what you guys are all about.
Yeah. Yeah. It's good advice. I'm gonna keep that in the back of my mind.
There you go. Well, it's time for you, Jane.
Oh, okay.
Um, what's a misconception someone might have about you just from your aesthetic or performance, and what's the truth behind it?
Oh gosh. It's a really difficult question. I need to think about this one. Um, I think when I'm on stage, I think people kind of like with Sid, like people kind of assume that I'm more extroverted because we're dancing, we're being all smiley, we're projecting our voices on stage and like just putting on a big show. But in real life, I'm pretty introverted and shy. And a lot of times I don't really approach people initially unless I'm like in my idol essence, if you will. Um, and so I think one of the misconceptions would be that like I'm more outgoing than I actually am. And when I'm not being an idol, it's actually the opposite problem where I've heard people tell me that like I'm they're scared to talk to me, or like their first impression of me was like they're scared to talk to me. And I never really understood why. So I think it's kind of funny that it's the opposite with being an idol and being out of an idol costume or like performance or stage or area. So yeah.
Yeah, I understand. And is it okay if I'm trying to make sure I say this correctly because I've seen some of the stuff like because I know some people are still shy, and it's like we have to figure out how to like maybe try to ease into it a little bit and everything. Because also if I can, well, let me make sure I have your consent first. If I can say this, Jim, I want to ask what's your ethnicity if I can say this here.
Oh yeah, I'm Korean.
Right. Okay, so and I will say this because I also work at the center. It's called Kumon, and we have a lot of Korean students come here.
Yeah.
And something that I'm starting to learn now because I've been doing more research about you guys because they're like you guys like trying to like respect act like and not be communicate as much, but y'all do in a way that has like body language because I know most of you guys do wear masks, and I've also understood that y'all don't wear masks just because we just don't want to see your faces. Y'all just don't want to like, just like we're shy. We don't want to get sick, etc. Because everything that's happened since COVID, if I can say this here, it's part of what you guys as do in your culture, and it's and also it's part we got to learn to respect that as well. So it's something that I had to learn for like 2 years at best, so I can get an understanding about why they do it. I was like, okay, now I understand why you do it. So if this goes same for you when you do your own performances, you still, how can I say this? Sometimes silence is a power as well. Like the best response is no response. And I said this before in a previous episode. Like sometimes we don't always have to say everything, you know.
Right.
And trust me, I've seen so many instances where I was like, sure, I get into like an argument with somebody, but it's like I'm invoking the Fifth Amendment, like I have the right to remain silent.
Right.
So, but if I'm saying this clearly, I think you but yeah, you're doing the best way you can, no matter like if you're performing on stage or just going through like everyday life, but you're still finding ways to like communicate to others.
Right. And like, it's not that like I don't want to meet new people. It's just like I don't have that like energy in me to like go out of my way to like start a conversation. It's just like I'm a little shy, just a little scared. But it's always really nice and sweet when like the audience, when they after they come watch us, they're like, "Oh, we really loved your performance." It's always really nice to have a conversation with them and meet our like audience and our fan base. So
Yeah, and listen, we don't want to, and I was saying this, you don't want people to force you to do something that you don't want to do. Like if you don't want to do this, like let the person know, and just kind of like because lately when I ask someone a certain question, I try to be cordial with them first and say, hey, can we do this kind of stuff? Now if they say no, I just keep the train moving and go do something else.
right. And I think setting your boundaries is really important. And it's always good to like be so like civil and polite about it, and the recipient person should also be like respectful about it as well.
Yeah, because also I've seen so many like incidences, trying to not make it too political here. Where instances where like men mostly, and I'm speaking this because I'm a male too, that sometimes male don't respect the woman and their boundaries. Because I've seen a lot of incidences. Like there was this one instance in Los Angeles where there was this couple that was just leaving home from Hollywood studios or whatnot. And this happened in California. There's this guy who was saying, "Hey, give me your Instagram," and they said no. So instead, his friend decided to attack the girls, and one of them, he slammed her close to the ground that she broke her wrist.
Oh my God,
That's great.
That's really
Oh, no.
scary.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
and
definitely yeah.
actually he said something about it. I was like, see, this is why women would rather choose the bear.
Yeah. Yeah, I think there's a lot of uncertainty, and especially the way that some things are going societally speaking right now. It's very scary. It's you have to be polite all the time. It's just good to be polite in general, but you never know what's gonna happen. And yeah.
And not to scare anybody, I just I want to bring that in here, because especially with your question here, Jane, if it relates to what you're going through, but yeah, just those same situations, respect people's boundaries, understand like, hey, this is my way of communicating with you, and
Right.
and sometimes like when I meet people like that, I just gotta learn how to adapt to their situation.
Right. Yeah. Especially because there's so many different types of personalities, different backgrounds and experiences. It's good to always have a level of empathy and understanding, and maybe grace, if you will, benefit of doubt sometimes. Always assume the best, especially if you're in a public space or if you're in a safe space of a person, rather than assuming the worst.
Exactly. Well, you're the last one standing, Martina. So, in a single moment on stage, in a single moment on stage, when have you felt the most present, like everything just clicked?
Ooh, that's a really interesting question. Typically when I'm on stage, I black out. I'm not gonna lie to you. I get on stage and I see the people in the audience, yes, right? And then after that, I don't remember it. I get off the stage and I'm like, wow, I did that. But I can't fully remember everything when I'm on there. I just kind of switch into the idol persona and that Martina's on stage, and then after it, I click back to normal and I'm like, wow, I really but I've been on the stage for years. I've done theater my whole life. So I've always loved the stage. Even if I don't fully remember it in the moment, I know that I'm enjoying it when I'm there. if that makes sense. So
Well, pretty much you're in the zone, and it's like after it's done, I don't remember a thing. Like I've done what I had to do and just had a good time.
mhm.
And I'm sure the rest of y'all feel that way. It's like we just had a
Yeah.
big experience. I don't I don't care if I remember it. I just had a good time.
Exactly.
Yes,
So
yes.
now let's have some video recordings you can put in a scrapbook. It'd be a different story. But but still, you want to hold on to those memories as long as you can, because you never know, it may come back in the future.
Right.
True.
Exactly. I kind of want to jump in real quick on that topic too. Just like I think it's not even just the Martins, like all performers that I'm sure it's a very common thing that they experience, which is why like we practice so much, so that we get it into our muscle memory. So when we just get on stage, it's just like we're going, and we're not even thinking. So
Because
yeah,
you always have to remember a million things when you're on stage.
Yeah.
Like certain moves you're supposed to do a certain way. Sometimes I have a mini Jane in the back of my head who's like, move at this time, Martina. And I remember that. And I'm so focused on what I'm doing and trying to remember everything that it's like I can't even pay attention to the audience sometimes.
Yeah.
I do it on autopilot where I'll wave at them, I'll like, interact with them, but it's like I'm constantly thinking about getting it right. So it's like I kind of just black it out.
Well, hey, that's amazing. Well, shoot, y'all keep having fun, but don't lose the memories now. You need those.
Need those.
So, well, now that we're done with section 1, we can move on to section 2 now. Section 2 is called Origin, Risk, and Commitment. So, number 5, starting something like this takes leap. What were you each risking when you decided to commit to Peach Blossom Idols?
Ooh.
I think one thing that we could probably all relate to is that because we're all students, it does take time away from us being able to do our assignments. So I guess the risk would be time management slash assignments getting completed. And also because we're all different majors and we have different classes, we have to schedule out and figure out, okay, what day can we practice? And can we get this done, like our performance ready in time for this event? And I think that is the biggest risk in terms of just time. So yeah.
Sure. Sydney?
Yeah, myself and Lynn were newer to Peach Blossoms. They were already established before we had joined. Lynn joined a little later than I had, but when I first joined, I honestly did not know a lot about J-pop. I kind of joined on a whim. I tagged along with them when they were performing at Animazing, not this year, but the year before. And it's kind of started as a joke. I was like, haha, what if I joined Peach Blossom? And then here I am. So for me, I guess that risk is more like I'm kind of out of my element. I don't know a whole lot about the field, but I'm here and I'm learning and I love performing and I love performing with these people. So it was a worthy risk.
Okay. I can tell, like, it's something you want to do, but I know this because listen, sometimes when you do something new, and this goes for everyone, like you gotta understand the pros and cons.
Hmm.
Know those pros and cons. If you know the pros and cons, then you know what you're getting yourself into. If you don't, do not sign up. Like
Right,
I've seen so many people fall into this trap and they don't do research and understand what are the good and bad effects of doing something like this,
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
Luckily,
just
in my case, the pros outweighed the cons, luckily. So
Mhm.
it was a worthy investment.
Yep. Lynn, would you like to go next?
Yeah, I joined like last fall. And it was also kind of on a whim, but not really. I actually reached out to them and asked if I could audition. Um, I was basically just thinking like this is my senior year. I've never really joined a club at college, and I know like almost everyone, my friends from my hometown as well, like they all have at least like one club that they're a part of. And I just never ended up doing that. And so I was like, you know what? I should really join a club like the last year I'm here, just for the heck of it. And so I found them like through Instagram and stuff, and I just DM'd and was like, can I audition? And they were like, sure. And so I showed up to the practice and they were like, okay, you're in. I was like, cool.
Yeah, we didn't even really
Yeah.
have an audition. I just said, do you have dance experience? And Lynn was like, I used to take dance. And I was like, good enough for me, you know? Sure. Yeah. So, yeah.
As long as you can dance, that's all that matters.
Right.
Dance and good
Right.
vibes.
Dance and
Mhm.
good vibes.
Right.
Yes.
Vibes, very important.
Good energy, positive energy as well.
Exactly.
Mhm.
So, Martina, you're the last one standing.
Ooh. I always wanted to be in an idol group since I was young. I've always been a really big fan of Japanese pop. And I have been a part of idol groups before, but I think the biggest risk with starting Peach Blossom is there is a time limit in the sense that we're all from different places. Like Jules is from a different country. Some of us live on the West Coast, some of us are from the East Coast. So it's just really hard to keep everyone together. And I think that's the thing that I find most risky is I know there's a time limit and I don't want the time limit. So that's the biggest risk in my opinion.
Okay. Time management is a crucial thing. It's pretty much overall, it's time management.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so I know, like, because I know some of you guys are in different majors. Y'all doing all these crazy and interesting projects. I bet the professors say let you go crazy and do your own ideas. So that's what I'll be telling too. Like when I have special guests, I say, hey, you know what? Go crazy. We'll see what happens.
Right.
And so you all four of you guys are not just idols. You guys are also artists.
Mhm.
So I don't want to interrupt the artists at work. Otherwise, it's gonna mess up all their flow and everything.
Mhm.
So it's gotta be perfect. And yes, time management is very crucial, especially with you guys, because apparently everything that you're doing now, you're gonna have to do that in the real world soon, and everything comes with time management. And listen, I'm still struggling with it. Listen. You're gonna make mistakes. It's inevitable.
Mhm.
So we just need to learn how to build from those mistakes and just keep doing better. Like if you mess up, just try better next time.
Exactly.
Exactly.
So, and that's what some people don't understand. Like, put your pride aside and stop trying to be perfect. No one's perfect. Just do better next time.
Exactly.
Next question. Now, was there ever a moment where this almost didn't happen, and what kept it alive?
Martina, do you want to take that question?
Yeah, me and Jane can probably answer this the best.
Yeah.
Understand?
We started last year in fall, right? And we had a different lineup of members. And one of the members was really close to Jane and I. And sometimes you have a falling out with people and it just happens. And we did have a falling out with this person. And Jane almost left the group. And Jane was the backbone of the group. Jane was the one who started the group. So I was just like, no, this cannot happen. I need Jane in there. So but this person was already graduating and they were already pretty much done with the group. And they're like, hey, I don't have the time for this. So I was like, okay, Jane, you need to come back. I need you to come back. Because it was at a crucial point in the group where we were going to have our first really big live showcase. So I was like, no, Jane, I need you here. So that was probably the only time we've ever gotten close to breaking up as a group. But, things like that happen a lot in idol groups, so it's a common thing to happen. But you know what? It ended up working out. The other person was like, "Hey, I gotta go anyways," and we're like, "Okay." We gave them a farewell and all that kind of stuff. So it ended pretty calmly,
Yeah.
but it was scary in the moment.
Okay. Whew. Well, I'm sorry I had to go through that. Yeesh. There's always, sometimes there's always the bad apples in those groups. I can give you one example. By the way, I graduated from college in 2023, 3 years ago. So it's almost going to be 3 years now. There was this one group called the Stripe Magazine there. Now, let me tell you a few instances. Now, the Stripe Magazine's been around for quite a while. They've been doing all these photo shoots in like Florida and all the other stuff. They got different areas. There was these two ladies who kind of like, that we had a history together and everything. And they kind of defamed me and all that stuff.
Oh.
Saying like, this happened in this thing called, what's that? What's that thing? Sarbez. By the way, Sarbez is zebra spelled backwards. So
yeah.
they told me, like, after we had a little history, like this happened in 2019 when I first started. About 2022 is when I went to the bar to go check out the Strike Magazine party. It seemed pretty cool. These two ladies came up to me and told me that they have a no contact order against me. The next day, I found out that they lied. They had no contact order against me. So thing is, I went to Title IX and she forced them to apologize to me for defamation of character. And it's like, like, shoot, I wasn't even bothering you. Like, I moved on. I'm just here to enjoy the party. You're the one who decided to stoke the fire,
right?
And
Crazy.
so one of them, they're done. They don't. One of them, like, they stopped. I think yeah, when we went our separate ways. One of them was like she had a rich family, like she was like rich, a billionaire or something. So that's why she be getting all these clothes and stuff. But here's the other thing that I also learned. This is something I learned from a friend. Her name is Allison Woods. She has blue hair. And she told me that they kept spending money to get these costumes for their photo shoots on Amazon and send them back. So I was like, well, shoot. Like, why would you send the stuff back? Y'all got to keep that stuff. So they weren't really the best. They weren't the best editor in chief. I don't know how they managed to get editor in chief like that. So, yeah. And I was like, this one, even if you're a billionaire of money, you can't just like, do everything you want. And we see, but we see what happens when people get so hungry with money. They do all kinds of crazy stuff.
That's true.
So, and if this relates to your case, you Martina and Jane, y'all managed to keep the idols alive. Because I know after that little experience with that bad apple, she moved on. Like, sorry, not sorry. Pretty much, if that relates to your situation.
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
Maybe a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Sprinkle that.
So, but yeah, that incident with those two, they said, and I guess she got a message from her saying like, "Hey, Strike Magazine is much better now that we don't have those two." So, same thing with you guys. The Peach Blossom Idols is better without that person.
Good.
So okay, sorry, but you get the point. But yeah, just But yeah, one is sometimes every day is not going to be like peach. Every day is not going to be like sunshine and buttercups. It's
True.
you're going to have listen. Life is not just remembering about the good stuff. It's also remembering about the bad stuff as well.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
So just just you're gonna falter. So just keep doing the good things. If bad things happen, let them happen, and then you can remember what to do, what not to do next time. All right, next up, what did you have to learn personally and creatively to grow into the group you are now?
That's a really good question. Ooh. What have I learned? I mean, we've already talked about time management a lot, but that's like such a big thing with a group like this while we're in school. So I have personally had to figure out how to balance myself and balance my work life schedule. Um, because that's never been something I've been like super good at. So managing keeping afloat with my schoolwork and also keeping up to date with practices and keeping connected with the group, communicating, all that. That's all things that I've had to learn very quickly while being in Peach Blossom. Yeah,
Mm,
I think
okay.
that goes to say for a lot of us as well.
Yeah.
Managing the balance is like a huge thing for us.
Man, that should have been a two-part question then. But yes,
Mhm.
time management is still the main topic of that question. So yeah, work, school. Listen, life is a priority first. So
Mhm.
take care of that first before you do anything extra.
Yeah, true.
You guys will like this one, okay? You ready?
Mhm.
If you could go back to your very first rehearsal, what would you tell yourselves?
Ooh,
Our very first rehearsal. Oh, well, this will be different for all of us because
true.
you know
Yeah.
you guys started at different times. Um, wow. I mean, for me and Jane, at least, I in our first rehearsal, we weren't even planning to be a group per se. We just wanted to learn a specific dance.
Yeah.
Um, so we guess we didn't really take it as seriously as like an idol thing per se, I guess. It was more just like, oh, let's learn this dance for fun. And then it became an idol group after that.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit different, I guess, in that sense. For comparison to like Sid and Lynn when we were already established at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
My
go ahead. Sorry.
okay. No, it's okay. My first like rehearsal wasn't even really a rehearsal. It was it was I was going to learn Idol by Yoasobi, which is one of our like more well-known popular covers we have done. And I was filling in for I think the member that had left. And it was just me and Sneha, our blue member, in the Kreitz building basement trying to learn it. And I was just like, Sneha, I don't know what I'm doing. And she's like, it's okay. You'll learn very quickly. And she was right. One of the things they all said to me is like, oh, once you learn Idol, it's in there forever. You will never forget Idol. But I think what I would tell myself back then, because back then I didn't really know I was gonna be like a full-fledged idol. I was like, this seems fun. Um, I would probably tell myself to like keep open with songs that may not be exactly my style or songs I don't know because there are so many songs I don't know and so many songs that have been suggested that I'm just like, I don't know about this one, but they end up fun anyways. So I would tell myself to keep an open mind to that, because that's really important.
Mm,
Mhm. Lynn,
great
do you want to
stuff.
go now?
Yeah, so like I guess our first rehearsal, it wasn't for like a song I was gonna be in. I was just filling in for Jane because she wasn't there, and that was kind of like my like audition per se. Um, but I guess I would tell myself like that this is gonna be really fun and you're gonna love it. Because I was like a little unsure at first because I didn't know if I could like balance this with like my school and stuff. Especially being like a senior. But it's been like the most fun I've ever had here. So I would say it's like definitely worth it.
Hooray.
Yay!
Congrats. Because you're the newest person here.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Amazing. Well, hey, and I asked that question because I was like, they have to remember their first rehearsal and what it was like, so they can remember exactly how did we get here today.
Yeah.
So, like I said, sometimes
Yeah.
you got to turn back the clock. Listen, you know what? Be telling people, y'all keep these things on audio files or video recordings, so y'all can see like what exactly you've done over the last few years.
Yeah,
That's a
it's really
like
cool to see like where we come from and whatnot.
origin
You know,
story. You got. I want to
origin
know.
story.
We want to know the origin story here.
Yeah, I think literally like Martina said, when we first did our first song, initially it wasn't gonna be like an idol group at all. I just wanted to cover idol really badly. So I was like, hey, Martina, hey, Sam. And I just like gathered some people that I knew was interested in J-pop, the people that I knew. And I think what happened was we were working at Montgomery Hall, which is where the animation department is. And we're just looking at the video and we're trying to assign like member roles of who was going to do what part. And I think Martina and I believe we were kind of like side eyeing each other and we are like, what if we were actual idols? And I think that's like what was the initial conversation that turned out to be, what we are today.
Yeah, and I already knew a few of the Savannah idols because there's a Savannah idol scene. I already knew a few of them at the time because I performed at a different show by myself, and I was just like, I wonder what they're up to. And they had a few opportunities coming up, and I think Jane was interested at the time because we were already learning an idol song, and I was like, we might as well do it. And that's kind of pretty much how that happened. We kind of just signed up one day and said, you know what? Yep, this is it. We're gonna do it because we already learned the song. We might as well.
True.
I was going to ask, have you ever like, and I don't know if this is possible, but have you ever thought of like maybe, at a later day, maybe collaborating with some of the idols in Savannah for like a big event?
We have collaborated with the Honeybee Idols before. We actually did a joint panel with them 2 years ago at Savannah Animazing and did a few collab songs. So we did a few group songs. Like we covered Love Live together because at the time we were only like 5 members and they were like 6. So it kind of was like, a few of them joined our songs and a few of us joined their songs. So it's like we did a few collabs and we are interested in doing more collabs. And then anytime there's an idol fest, you are kind of collaborating because there's always a joint idol dance at the end of the festival where all the idols learn the dance together. So in that sense, yes, we have, and we would like to do more. I know we're interested in collabing with a J metal artist in Savannah. So we're keeping our options open.
I think next year as well, there will be a couple collaborations between myself as a representative of Peach Blossom and the Honeybee Idols, because believe it or not, everybody in Peach Blossom except for me is graduating this year.
No.
So next year it's just gonna be me holding down the fort. But I'm hoping I'm hoping to keep it alive through collaboration with the other idol groups because they're also all gonna be here. And that'll be really cool. So look forward to that.
You'll be able to do it, Sydney. Listen, I'll be supporting you as well.
Oh, thank you.
Now that we're done with section 2, let's go into section 3. This was going to be important. It's called Trust, Tension, and Real Dynamics. So now every strong group has tension at times. Now, what's a challenge you've had to work through together that made you stronger?
I think one of our main challenges can sometimes be communication. Sometimes some of us, we're all very introverted people, I think, except for maybe Reagan and Jules, who are very much extroverted people. So it's really hard to sometimes to get everyone to respond right away or be on board with something. So I think that's our main thing, is sometimes communication, because for a group like this, you need to constantly be communicating if you want to do a lot of things, but it's also hard because we're students, so it's hard to always communicate right on the fly. So I feel like that's our biggest thing, and sometimes we just don't agree on certain songs. Some person will be like, I want to do a cutesy song, and then others of us are like, no, let's do like a more performative, like dark concept, and that is like the main thing. It's just differences in personality and communication, I think.
Yeah, sometimes those like communication issues can also spark other issues. Where like if two people are like not agreeing on a song, it can turn personal, and they'll be like, well, I want to do this and I want to do that, and then like we butt heads a lot. But in the end, like we're all friends here and we all just really love to perform. So it gets resolved pretty quickly. But yeah, communication and like difference in ideas are the big issues we struggle with for sure.
Yeah, that's communication is key in whatever you guys are doing, because there's been like a lot of situations where people don't communicate well, that things get misinformed and they lead to into like being at each other's throats. Like you can imagine how many times I had miscommunication with a lot of people and we be at each other's throats.
Yeah,
So
it's
like
crazy.
if I was going to like for example, if I was trying to do something, but then if a restaurant advertised something on the billboard saying, hey, come watch this with us, but then they say we're just going to turn that off and turn us on instead as an alternative, that would if you would have said that, I would have been like, hey, we should have paid attention, communicated, but that's not what was advertised.
Yeah.
So yeah, communication is key, especially if if you're doing a performance, everyone has, because I know you guys don't have speakers.
No.
Wait, do y'all do speakers? No, wait, that's not how it works, does it? Because no. Y'all have headphones and speakers to speak to the audience. That's how it works. Y'all have to communicate with body language.
Yeah.
If that helps.
We have no way, like when we're on stage, we have no way of like communicating with one another unless we're just like speaking to them directly. But then again, like can't really do that in front of an audience. And with a lot of the stages that we do as well, we don't have mics. And so we just have to be like projecting.
Yeah.
Projecting. That projection is too. Sometimes we got, like I said, you got to learn and adapt, because one thing that people don't understand, like they rely on technology so much.
Yeah.
And we're glued to our devices. But we got to learn how to like when we do certain things like performing and all that stuff, we got to rely on our natural instincts, like human ingenuity.
And I kind of want to just comment on that, is when we're on stage in terms of like communication, and like we don't have like in-ear pieces like the professional like performers usually do. And so if something needs to be fixed, or I personally, at least when we're performing, I see in the corner of my eye, maybe like we're supposed to do an arm swing on count 1, but I see someone doing on count 8, the 8 measures right before. I'd be like, don't rush. I say that to all of them while we're performing. And like I try not to like yell it, but I definitely do try to project my voice so they hear me, or find a time where we're kind of like huddled together so they can hear me better. But I also like don't really care if the audience can hear us. But also the speakers are loud anyway. So I mean, yeah. So I do tend to do that in terms of communication. Or I tell them to breathe, because I know I at least sometimes forget to breathe, and at the end of the performance I'm like so out of breath. I'm like, hey, why am I lightheaded? Oh right, that's why I forgot to breathe on stage. Other times, there was one time in the performance, in our last performance, where one of our members thought it was another song, but it was like a very short intermission between two of the songs, and we didn't really have the time to be like,
It was
hey guys,
me.
this song. I didn't want to name drop you, but yeah, one of Jules had to just like be like, Lynn, get over here, and she just dragged her to the right spot.
And Lynn just kept saying, no, this is the right song.
I was pretty confident.
You're ready for the right song.
I don't know why. I don't know what was going through my head, but in my defense, I was running on like 48 hours no sleep because I was also tabling at this convention. So I had to get a bunch of my prints ready, and I had to be there really early to set up my booth with my partner there, because we were sharing one. And I was also doing this at the same time. So I was really crunching it, and I definitely should not have put that much on my plate. That was really on me. But I really wanted to do both, and that kind of took a toll on me. And I think the sleep deprivation and the hunger was really got to my brain there. So yeah, I was fully ready for song number 3, but we were on song number 2.
No, this is the right
And so
song.
I had to be pulled back into reality. But I got it together, so it's
Got
fine.
together really
Yeah, no,
quick.
she got into place in time, and we ate that up, and she ate that up. So it was all good. It wasn't noticeable. I think
Yeah.
we only knew because we knew what song it was supposed
Yeah.
to.
Yeah.
Oh boy, that
And with
sounds
that
like a
being
fun.
said,
Like a
yes.
fun time.
Yeah.
Yeah, with that being said, everyone make sure you're getting enough sleep and feeding yourself and drink water.
Yeah.
That's
It's
why I
pointing
be-
at you aggressively.
Listen, you'd be surprised how many times I talk to some of these kids at the center. I was like, is it that you're not getting enough to sleep, not enough to eat? What is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's surprisingly very common at SCAD.
Oh, it's so common. I myself
many people
am
don't
very
sleep?
guilty of this. I am so guilty of this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially
Yeah.
I can't relate, guys. You're all animation students. Out of all the animation students, they never sleep.
Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
saying called
kind of
sleep
accepted.
before death or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not healthy. Don't recommend it. Don't do it. If
I
you
get
have
mine
time,
to
sleep.
Gotcha.
I'll do what I did.
Yes. And don't get me wrong, I'm a night owl too. So, yeah. Well, next up. Oh, hold on.
Oh, oh.
I'm thinking about this one. I wonder who is it gonna be? Who in the group understands you the most without you having to explain anything and why?
Ooh.
That's what I'm saying. Ooh.
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 I think for me it's Sneha.
Yeah.
I feel like Sneha is our Blue member. She graduated last year. We miss her very dearly, but she came to Animazing and performed with us. She took a trip over here. But Sneha is the reason I joined Peach Blossom. She was the one I was talking to. I was like, haha, what if I joined? And she was like, do it, join us. And I was like, oh, okay. But Sneha just has like this like intuitiveness, like, and she's really in touch with people's emotions, and she reads me very easily. And so like when I'm not having a great time, she's just like, hey, how's it going? And she's that person for me for sure. Sorry to the rest of you.
It's okay. I get it. You need us.
Yeah.
Okay, Sneha. Yeah, I've seen some of her work too, and she's done amazing stuff.
Oh my god, yeah.
It's very
Yeah.
talented.
So
She's like a professional voice actor now.
And she does cosplays. She
Yeah,
did pictures
it's
recently. You guys should check
pretty
it
cool.
out.
Yeah, she
Ooh,
does
ooh.
like
It's a little
she does
spicy.
like cosplay events. She like goes to different conventions and
Mhm.
does cosplay events, which is really cool. And
Yes.
she's
Yeah.
also like training to be a voice actor. She's voice acted on a couple different shows. I don't
Yeah.
remember the names at this
I can't
moment.
remember the show either, but it was an anime. There's an anime
Mhm.
she did.
Yeah.
Wait, did she move to did she go to Texas or Los Angeles?
She lives in Texas. Yeah.
Then then that's where the Crunchyroll is and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've
yeah.
actually already spoken to a few voice actors from Texas already. So,
Really?
Yeah, have y'all not? Well, actually, Martina has seen some of the stuff I've been doing.
Yeah.
So, oh, I actually have, I've been interviewing a few of these VAs, and they did a lot of amazing work. Like shoot, like I managed to interview one of these big ones like last week.
Oh, whoa.
That's
That's
awesome.
so cool.
Yeah.
Yes. It was David Kaye.
Oh, wait, I have to look him.
Yeah, he's pretty huge. He's been in a lot of robot voices. He's Optimus Prime and Transformers animated. Megatron.
Whoa.
Yes, he's pretty huge.
That's cool.
Whoa.
And you know how I know he's pretty huge? Because when we did a collaboration, it reached up to 12.1K views.
Oh my
Oh,
God. Whoa.
wow. That's
Yeah.
really cool.
It's awesome.
He was
And I was-
Grandpa Max in Ben 10.
Yes.
It's speaking out.
Yeah. And I was like, it hasn't even been 24 hours yet, and we made it to 10K.
Very
That's
cool.
wow, that's crazy.
Because I was like, I'm just talking. Why y'all so obsessed?
They want to
Like-
know what the guy's got to say.
I'm like, just leave me alone.
Leave me alone. Oh, that's awesome. Good for you, man. That's so cool.
Yeah, like I said, I'm trying to bring all kinds of people here. That's my goal. And
Mhm.
people keep listen. I get swamped with DMs saying, "Hey, is this an anime podcast you're doing?" I was like, "Can y'all please stop asking that? It's not. It's an everything general podcast for me. Stop
Mhm.
it.
All the
Stop it.
spices.
I'm really gonna start. I'm gonna start muting messages if this keeps going.
Yeah, I get that.
So, but yeah. So when she moved, so she went to Texas. She moved to Texas.
She already lived in
She was
Texas, so
already,
she was
yeah, she already lived there.
Okay, so sorry. When did she graduate? She graduated 2 years ago.
She graduated last year.
last
Okay,
year.
so now she's on. So she already went to Texas. She's already applying for roles at
Yeah.
Crunchyroll and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Man, I have to check out her profile. Shoot, maybe I might need to bring her on here.
yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
she's awesome.
Peach Blossom Part 2, except it's Sneha.
Well, the thing is, I gotta find her profile first. So
Mm.
I don't know what she looks like.
I could probably. Is there a
So-
chat in here? I could put her thing in the chat. Let me.
There you go.
Don't mind me.
But you gotta have those mentors and stuff to inspire you to do these things. And it was nice of her to come back to Savannah to help perform with you guys. That was this year, wasn't it?
Yeah,
It was,
so
yeah.
she reached out because we were planning to. She's still in our group chat and stuff because I told her she's not leaving the group and she didn't have a choice. And I told her that I said, "You do not have a choice. You will still be in this group. I don't care if you live in Texas." And I was working on these light sticks for all of our members as a Christmas gift, and I didn't want them to know because I drew all of them, in their idol sonas. And I texted Sneha and I said, "Hey, I'm gonna ship you out one because obviously you're not here." And Sneha said, "I'll do you one better. I'll be there." And I said,
Yeah.
"Great, okay, cool. I'll see you there." So she ended up saying, "Hey guys, I'm coming." And we were like, "Okay, cool. Can you perform? Because we're throwing you in there now." And she was like, "Sure, I'm ready. I'll practice at home." So we had 2 practices with Sneha, and then she was on stage. And she's probably she's been in the idol scene for a long time, so I knew she could do it,
Okay. I just got it, Sydney. Thanks.
Yeah.
Let me save this. Let me save this into my thing for later.
Sneha, you're next.
So, but yeah, so yeah, you got I hope you guys do more performances. I don't know if you'll do the one for Savannah Comic Con later. So, it might be possible. It's in July.
Oh.
Oh.
Well, I'll be on
Oh.
summer. Well, I'll be on summer break by then.
Yeah.
I'll be back in Connecticut.
Well, we'll do Kineticon, Sid.
We'll be doing Kineticon in July. We
There
need to
you
film
go.
our audition video.
Yes, we do.
We need to figure out what we're doing.
I'll text
We all
you
got
about later.
we got time to figure it out. So there's
Yeah.
that.
We do.
We do.
All right. Next one. Oh, when one of you is off, low energy, stressed, overwhelmed, how does the group show up for that person?
It's a good question.
I think we
So-
just all kind of collectively, when something's going on and we notice something's going on, we either whoever's closest to that person or whoever knows that they're more comfortable with that person will probably have a one-on-one chat with them. But if one of the member isn't as close, or like maybe they the person who's struggling isn't as comfortable with them in terms of like speaking about like more personal and internal stuff, we'll just like be like, hey, do you guys want to go out to grab something to eat? And we just all hang out and have a good time.
Yeah. We try to up the energy and make the mood better if we can. And if not, this is just like something I do personally, but I like to, if that person's like feeling off and they're not feeling like talking about it, I like to just give them their space. Like let them know that like I'm there for them if they want it, but if they don't, then like I back away and let them do their thing. Because sometimes when somebody's feeling bad, the last thing they want is someone being like, "Are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay?" And I know that because I'm like that. So, knowing when to give someone space is like equally as important as being there for them.
Yeah.
Okay, yes, always be there for each other. Listen, I don't know how many times I said this to people, but there's always going to be like some kind of stuff that's happening, like, death in the family, tragedy kind of stuff. I've seen that happen before, and people just need the time to just, I need to be alone for a few days.
Yeah.
And it's not easy. It may take at least a month or two. And we just gotta make sure we be there to support them. Like, you'd be surprised how many times I just take a break from all this. Like, sometimes it's like I just need a break from all the noise. Like, I need to go somewhere that's gonna recharge. You know how many times I go to Tybee Island usually in the year just to get away from everything?
That's so
Tybee's
real.
nice.
Yeah.
Tybee's nice.
Yes. And every Sunday when I go work out, thing is I've been working out a lot. That's why people are saying I look different. I lost a few pounds and everything. I go to Triplet Park and it's beautiful out there in the morning. Yeah, Triplet Community Park. It's on 80. It's kind of far away from Scab, but it's still a nice park.
I don't think I've been.
I haven't been either.
I don't. A lot of us here, we struggle to go places that are outside of like the SCAD area because none of us have cars.
Except for like
We're all.
Yeah.
Except Reagan. Reagan has a car, but
And Lynn.
Reagan,
Yeah, I also have a
Lynn
car.
also has a car.
Lynn's a car haver.
Lynn's a car haver.
Well, if y'all interested, I can send y'all the location later.
Yeah, sure.
That'd be nice.
So,
Yeah.
but yeah, all those places you go to just to recharge, and if someone's dealing with something, give them their space and alone time and stuff to get themselves together. But always be there for them. Don't leave them alone.
Exactly. And I think generally when it comes to like not knowing how to help someone, it's always just good to be like just like verbally tell them like, hey, if you need anything, let me know. I'm here for you. I don't, or like even if you don't know what to say to them, you just be honest with them. Like, I don't really know what I can do or say to help the situation, but like I'm here. And I think some people fail to realize that sometimes like you don't really need to do anything big or grand or like have like a therapy session. Just giving them that confidence that they have someone to go back to is a lot of help.
Exactly. Last question of this section, then we'll be in section 4. Now, what's something you've learned about teamwork from this group that you didn't know before?
Hard one.
I feel like I know communication is important, but I don't think it ever really clicks until you are put in situations where you're like, "Ooh, I really, really have to communicate now." And that's like the most integral part of a team is communication. Because if one person is telling you something, but they need something else from you, and they're not telling you that, you can't really be able to do that for them. And I kind of am the one who's signing us up for things a lot of the time. So it's like I really need to communicate with both the members, and I also need to communicate with people outside who we are working with. Because if I need to sign us up for an Idol Fest or for a convention. I need to be able to communicate with those people, and that's just, it gets easier, but it's also relatively hard at the same time when you're kind of just learning it as you go. So that's my main thing that I've learned, I think, from this team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's the communication goes both ways, like through us and also through the people we're working with. So the teamwork doesn't just apply to us, but also people who are like working alongside us, working with the Idol Fest, going through conventions. We have to be very open to talking and working alongside with many different people outside of just our little circle.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, oh yeah, I guess through the experiences, throughout the team, and I just locked my MacBook. Hold on, sorry, I accidentally pressed the button. Throughout the teamwork and all the performance, you got to learn the strengths, the strengths and weaknesses of each other.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if you're going to keep doing something like this, because if not, it's just not going to be perfection the next time you do it.
Yeah.
And I think with that, I was gonna say like, for me, I sometimes, not all the times, with the dance practices, I tend to be the one that tries to lead the dance practices, if you will.
Dance leader.
Not all
Dance
the time,
leader.
but sometimes. And with that, it's really important to know and like be able to read everyone's emotions and know like what, like you said, what their strengths and weaknesses are, and with that information to know when to push them more or when to go back a little bit and like relax a little bit, because if you push someone too hard, like it's not fun anymore, or maybe they're having a hard time and it's like, well, now they don't want to be here and maybe they're going to crash out, you never know. So I think that's one of the things I've learned is just like analyzing everyone's personalities a little bit, their body language, maybe little nicks and picks and things that they do.
That also goes
Right.
back to like what we talked about before with like if somebody's having like a hard time, having a bad day, like being able to read that and gauge how they're doing and then how to apply that to like within Jane's case, like how to run practice is also, it's very important.
Yeah.
We want everyone to be happy, have a good time.
Exactly.
We're all
It's
friends.
exactly. You want to show hospitality.
Mm-hmm.
Show that hospitality so more the members feel welcomed and we feel like we're gonna have a great time to get this thing down pat for the next show.
Mm-hmm.
And in addition to that, too, is like I know that I'm better with the dance practices, and I also know that I'm not great with organizing events consistently enough. So I just let Martina do all of that, and then like talking to people. Like obviously I don't contribute, but like Sid's really good at talking to people. I don't know if you agree with me, Sid, but I think you're really good at talking to people. Same with Lynn. They're
I
both
try
really
my
good at
best.
talking. All our talkers, they're very good at that.
Talkers.
I'm not really good at that. Or
I like to think I'm a pretty positive person.
yes,
I try to be kind of a mood maker, and
Yes.
like keep everybody happy. So you think I'm a good talker? Oh, thank you so much.
It's our professional networker.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And
Professional
so it's like,
networker.
yes,
Social networker. You should be their PR person.
Oh,
Sure.
that's really funny. That's really funny you say that because one of the things I joked about before I like actually joined Beach Blossoms when I was tagging along with them in the first animazing they had, I was like, oh, I'm like your guys' manager. I can be your manager. And now I'm here like actually doing the performances and stuff. So that's really funny.
Yeah, there would be times where like someone would come up to me in the convention, at least me personally, and they're the only ones that like they're talking to me, just like I'm like singled out. So I'd be like,
Mhm.
I will side eye at Sid or like the other members are around me and be like, hey guys, help me.
Yeah, knowing each other's strengths and weaknesses as well, and help each
Exactly.
other out. That's
Exactly.
a big one for how we work as a team.
Yeah.
That's nice,
Mhm.
guys. Keep support each other, okay?
Mhm.
Well, we're getting close to the end here. Only 2 sections left. Before we continue, is everybody enjoying our conversation today?
Oh yeah, I'm having a great time. Thank you so much for having us.
So, section 4 is purpose, community, and impact.
Mhm.
Now, what does it mean to you to build something like this in Savannah, knowing you're helping shape a local scene?
Ooh, that's a tough
Martina
question.
and Jane, that's you. You made
Wait,
this group.
can you repeat the question one more time?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go slowly. What does it mean to you to build something like this in Savannah, knowing you're helping shape a local scene?
Hmm.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Um, personally, it means a lot to me. In the sense that like J-pop is just not really popular in the West at all. Really, it's a very small community in comparison to like K-pop, which is very much more popular now here. So to bring something that is very community like bound, it's very positive environment, everyone's really respectful, like audience and idolize, because the audience is just it's different from other types of audiences when you go to like I don't know like a play or something. They're very supportive. They have these little fan chants and they'll like they all have their light sticks and it's just very supportive and warm and welcoming. So to introduce that to people who don't really know about it, it's really cool because it's not something you really see here. So they kind of get a little bit more excited. They're like, "Ooh, what are those? What are these?" And at a lot of the idol fests, they'll have like light sticks for people to try out, and they get excited. I mean, you give someone a light stick, and they're just like, "Ooh, that's so fun!" And then connecting with other idols is just really awesome to see how they perform and how they present themselves because some of them have very different concepts from us. Some like the darker concepts, other people are more cutesy, or they have like themes like, oh, they're like cat themed, or so it's really cool to see that and to bring that to Savannah.
Mhm.
I agree with what Martina said. And it's like sorry, I'm thinking how to word this. It's like trying to enforce a community if all the bad things were non-existent.
Mhm.
It's a very mental free zone and like everyone's really supportive of each other. It's all good happy vibes. And why can't we just all be joy and whimsy? Sometimes I think life is not that serious, guys. Like we don't gotta be mean to each other.
Mhm.
Right? And sometimes the stuff that we love isn't getting a lot of attention. It's like we're trying to like put more of the stuff we love out there for people to understand. Because let me give you a few examples. I don't know if you guys I don't I was thing is I was born in the early 2000s. So 2000 was when I was born.
Mhm.
This anime stuff was coming up a little bit, but it wasn't getting as much attention as it should because we really didn't have a lot of technology back in the day as we are right now.
Mhm.
And some people had to use like there was no social media. Some people had to use like message boards. We had to like use like VHS TVs and whatnot. And now these days, now that like stuff that you're doing is getting recommended, and especially anime, because one time they tried to put Demon Slayer and Chainsaw Man into the Oscars, didn't make it. It almost made it, even though it grossed so much money, it didn't make it, unfortunately.
Mhm.
But it's starting to get more attention because you guys keep speaking up about it. And I think
Mhm.
that's very crucial. Now, just like for you guys in your local group in Savannah with SCAD, like you want to make sure SCAD has more things like what you're doing, so people can feel like they feel welcome in the space.
Mhm.
For sure.
So,
Like,
and the more, and I think the more loud noise you're making, the more attention you guys are going to get.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's definitely grown from where it started. When it first started, it was like me and 6 other people. And now it's like more than like it's just so many more people. I meet like a new idol like every day now. So it's definitely grown a lot. So it's really cool to see because back at home we don't really like in Connecticut, we don't really have that big of an idol scene in comparison to like here, which is like so crazy to me. So I really love it here.
We have a whole J-pop club. We're like a subsection of the J-pop club. We're not like a club
We're not
ourselves, but
affiliated.
we're not affiliated.
We're
Everyone
not.
ignore
We're
what
not
I said.
affiliated. We're members of the
Ignore
club,
what
but
I
we're
said.
not. We're not
Yeah.
a
The
sub-
Peach Blossom itself, we're just
Yeah. Peach Blossom
of
itself,
friends.
we're not a club. We're just like an idol group. But all of us are in J-pop club. We're members of the club.
Yeah.
So it's really interesting to see how many people there are that are like so into this because like I said when I joined I knew nothing about this. I didn't know it was such a big thing, but now I do, and it's like so important to so many people, and it's really cool to see all the people that come out and like love this as much as we do.
Right, exactly. And
Looking
it's
forward to
yeah, so exactly, and I agree with everything you guys are saying. And really, sexual constant affiliate. I guess, well, you're still working your way up to that level. So I say, just keep doing what you're doing so far. You guys are making a lot of noise. Believe it or not, you guys are, and I've been seeing a lot of the amazing work you're doing. So keep making that noise. Keep like sounding the alarms, telling them, "Hey, come check us out."
Appreciate that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I made a whole cardboard. I made a cardboard billboard or sign for Animazing, where I was like promoting ourselves to watch and to invite people to watch our show. It says like Peach Blossom, free sticker if you follow us. Also on the back, come to our show. It's at this time on the stage. J-Pop's FBA. And I think me and Martina, we saw someone who like looked remotely like something J-pop esque, Vocaloid esque cosplay fashion wise. We would just come up to them and be like, "You should come to our show. You should come. You should come watch."
Jane was a walking advertisement the whole
Jane
day.
was our walking advertisement that day. Yes,
I was.
we handed out flyers.
Mm-hmm.
Very old school.
Very old.
Well, even the old school can still do a lot of stuff that the new school can do.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Exactly. Next up, have you ever had a moment where a fan or someone in the community made you realize your impact is bigger than you thought?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes,
There was
yes.
this one time we performed with it was like through the J-pop club. It was with Honeybees, I believe, and like a few other idols. It was
It
I don't
was
know, it was an idol fest.
it was when we filmed or performed.
It was when we first performed Otomodachi, which is our
Yes.
like spooky Halloween cover that we did. And it was my first show. It was my first time performing. And after the show, there was this girl that came up to us and she was like, "Oh my God, I'm so happy to see you guys again. I saw you at your first show and you guys are so cool and I'm like your biggest fan." And we were like, "We have a fan." we were so blown away, and it like made such a profound impact on like I'm sure it was like much bigger for you guys because like this was you've performed more times than I had, but like for me it was my first show and I was like I wasn't there last time, but this girl loves our stuff so much that she like actively came to seek us out again. That's so awesome. And I didn't realize that like us having a fun time and being silly and performing would leave such a profound impact on other people, but it does. And I was like, whoa, we're idols.
Yeah, she was very sweet, and it was kind of like a shock because we were not expecting that at all. And
Yeah.
I think it was a big motivator too.
Mm-hmm.
Martina, do you want to add something?
Well, there's that one time we were filming UFO by 5E, and it was kind of a rough day for us. Like we were not having it. We were rushed for time. We were not in the mood to film really, and we were taking photos. And there was this one girl, because we were taking photos outside of this like apartment complex to like because the walls were cool. And this one girl was walking in, and then she stops and she turns around and she's like, I know you guys. We all turned around and we're like, what? And she's like, you're Peach Blossom. And we're like, yeah. And she's like, I'm so excited for your show. And it just like kind of took us by surprise because we don't really expect to run into people when we're filming, really, even though we do it in public. It's just like, it's usually just like tourists most of the time. And they're just like, oh, what are you doing? But this was like someone who knew who we were. And it was just kind of a shock. And we were all just like, oh, hey. So
there was also that one time, this wasn't like they weren't established fans, but there was when we were filming Idol by Yoasobi in Forsyth, we got a pretty big crowd going. People were watching us, and there was these two like teenage boys in particular that were like watching us, and we were kind of nervous. We were like, oh god, they're gonna come up to us and make fun of us, because they like that was just what was going through our heads. And they came up to us and they were like, do you guys have social media? Like do you post this somewhere? And we were like,
well, yeah.
Yes. Well, yeah.
Oh, yes,
and
we
they
do.
were like, they were actually interested in what we were doing. They were like, you guys are really cool. We want to check out your stuff. And we were like, whoa, we're being perceived. And so that was another, like, they weren't established fans, but it was still like, wow, you like what you like what we're doing? That's so wild. We're just having a fun time.
Yeah. It was really nice meeting the fans, or like non-established fans, just like positive people in general, positive interaction.
Yeah.
There you go. I have those positive interactions with people and fans who feel moved by your performances. Let me tell y'all something. Like, I've had a few friends on here, and one of them actually just started their own show called it's called Peace, Tea, and Petty. So yeah, her name is I've been getting so many messages from different people on my Instagram saying that I've inspired them to start their own show.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's awesome.
I'm just doing my thing out here. I'm not looking for recognition. I'm just trying to put my stuff out there and just, tell stories. So, but yes, that kind of performance right there, you might have fans who might want to join you guys or start their own idol groups.
Right. Oh, that would be so cool. Like,
Then we could
hearing,
do a collab.
we started our own idol group because of you guys. That would be so cool. Oh, that would be so sweet.
Yes, it would be. So,
wow.
well, hey, let's all keep inspiring people, okay?
Yeah.
So,
For sure.
now, next one. Why do you think spaces like this, idol groups, cosplay, creative communities, are so important right now?
I think communities like this are a really good way to bring people together. And I think in our current climate, it's really important to keep people together and keep that like joy alive. And so spaces like conventions and like cosplay events or like idol events where people can meet with others who enjoy the same thing as them, that's really important. I think that's especially important to like not just people our age, but like people much younger than us, because I know a lot of people who are like in middle school, high school, they struggle with, oh, I like this thing and nobody likes it and I'm alone in that. But having these spaces where people can come together and be like, wow, other people like this thing I like, and that's like awesome. That's the best thing. I think it's really important to keep those spaces alive. And I'm glad we can kind of provide a space like that,
Yeah. When I was like younger, like a lot of this stuff was just, it was not cool to like, really. And in school, like kids did not like this kind of stuff. So you are kind of alone in that sense, and you're like, oh, I don't have anyone to talk to this about. So that's why I think like conventions in general are just so important to a lot of people, because it's like a space where like, everyone here most likely likes what you like, and you are just free to be completely yourself. You don't have to just pretend you don't like it just to fit in. So I mean, it's definitely changed where a lot of these things are now considered cool, but
yeah,
back then it wasn't. So it's cool to see it change.
Yeah, and kind of adding on to what Sid said with bringing everyone together, and it's not just about the positivity, but it's a good reminder that like we're all humans, and like the part what separates humans from other living organisms, if you will, is being social and connecting with each other. And I think it's really easy to forget, especially with the fast-paced society and with
Mhm.
political climate and other stuff that's happening, that we tend to feel like the other people around us are our enemies or whatever. But like honestly,
Yeah.
we're just all humans, and not that much different from each other than we actually think. It's just a good way to remind ourselves that this is humanity and life is not that serious. Be
Yeah.
happy.
Exactly. So yeah, gotta keep making those. So we want people to feel like they belong somewhere, because I know there's a lot of like stuff as far as like i.e. hatred and stuff like that going on in our world today, especially the way
Mhm.
the country's on fire right now.
Country's on fire right now.
And so
Yeah.
we just need to keep creating like those like safe places where people can laugh and have fun.
Mhm.
Exactly.
So, now, next one, and I think I should have made this a two-part question, but I'm going to say it anyway. If someone is watching you and feels like they don't belong anywhere, what do you hope your group shows them?
You do belong somewhere. There are people out there who are going to love you and love the things that you're interested in, and it's going to take some time to find those spaces, but they're out there, and you should keep searching. Because no matter how alone you feel, you're never truly alone. There are people who love and appreciate you, and there's people who want to be there for you and want to make you feel safe and loved and included. So don't give up. Keep searching.
Yeah.
Keep searching,
It got that.
Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry. I think I was talking.
I was just like, got
Yeah, because I know there's a lot of like people out there who don't feel like I really like. Well, you got all four of you heard of the term imposter syndrome, right?
Oh
Oh
God,
yes.
yeah.
Oh yes.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Somebody told me like, do I really belong? And then one person who was really big is saying like, hey, what's your name? I've done this. It's a lot of work, and they making sure, hey, come on back. I think somebody wrote an article about it. I think it was one of the voice actors that I talked to before. Kira Buckland is who I talked to, and she said she wrote an article about imposter syndrome. Really interesting stuff. I've seen it. And I think that's something that people deal with on a daily basis. Like, do I really belong in this place? Like, can I really, make a difference, etc. And we need to have people like you guys that tell them that you do belong in the space.
Yeah. I think imposter syndrome in particular is a huge thing that like us in the art industry deal with, because all of us are art majors, and art is such an competitive field. So imposter syndrome is something we deal with on the daily, like, oh, should I even be pursuing this? Should I even be here? But it's important to like have a voice and put it out there. And this is a little bit unrelated, but like back to my other point of like, there's a space for everyone. But I think a really important thing for like day-to-day life is just to talk to people, because people aren't as inherently evil as we may believe them to be. And there's a lot of people out there that want to connect and want to like share their love and interests and everything else. And don't be afraid to like reach out and communicate with people, because we're all human at the end of the day,
Within reason. Be safe still.
Within
Be safe
reason.
still.
Do not don't go talking to strangers online. If don't
Make smart decisions.
be
And
smart
also
about
don't
it.
let your
but, like,
own fear overshadow your judgment.
Yes, thank you, Jane. Be safe, but also like people aren't. There's a
Yes.
lot of people.
Yes.
There's a
There's good
lot of
people
people who
still.
aren't evil. There's also still bad people, so don't be safe about it.
Right.
Whew.
Well, we are at the finale now.
Oh.
Section 5, art, legacy, and in the future.
Mm.
Now, what does performing give you that nothing else in your life does?
Sorry, can you repeat that one more time?
Okay. What?
I couldn't hear you.
It's like- I thought. Okay. What does performing give you that nothing else in your life does?
This might be bold, but it makes me the happiest. So I will say happiness probably. I'm the happiest when I perform. I'm not stressed. I am chronically stressed all the time. And I always have a lot of anxiety day to day. So even if I'm doing something that I know I can do, like say drawing or like animation, right? I am just very anxious about it, but like being on stage, I'm not really anxious about it because I know I'm gonna have fun and I know that the audience at the end of the day will not know if I make a mistake, which is awesome. You know, when you're on stage, they're just happy to see you on stage. They don't know if you've messed up the footwork like 20 times in a row, you know?
Right.
So
They don't know the dance.
yeah, that's what I would say for me at least.
Yeah. In my case, I've talked a lot, but in my case, it's the same thing as Martina. It's like an outlet. I was also a huge theater kid. I did musical theater basically my entire life. And so being on stage is not only like an outlet and a way to like express myself in a way that I can't in real life. But it's also like really nostalgic for me. It makes me feel like really, really happy and brings me back to like when I was a kid and simpler times.
Yeah. Kind of similar with everyone else. But everything. It also makes me the happiest. Maybe like the only source of pure happiness. Dopamine, serotonin, whatever you will. Consistent amounts of that at least. Um, to the point where like I actually pursue that as my career. I'm very I get sad all the time, but I didn't do that obviously because I'm in an art school and I'm in animation. But there was a time in my life where I almost went a different route. Actually the K-pop idol route. And I still think about it all the time. I think about her all the time, and
Oh.
it makes me sad because it doesn't feel like work. You know, practice doesn't feel like work to me. It's fun. It's hard, but it's still fun. And I
Mhm.
think some people would just call that just passion, and you need that to find that drive. Even with like other subgenres of art, like animation, fashion, illustration, video, like a lot of it is hard, and you can only make it through if you have the passion for it, and pure passion for it. Because the work is not like easy and it's not fun in quotation marks. Like a lot of it is tedious. There's a lot of tedious work. You can only get it through if it makes you really happy. And if I'm being so honest with you, heart to heart, from audience to this interview right now, I kind of regret. I kind of regret being an animation major.
Oh.
But, I originally went into 3D tech because I was like, I need a job. But like, it's not looking too hot right now, guys. At the job market is not too.
Hey, it's never too late.
It's never too late.
Jane.
And added to that, Jane, you know, like my granddad tells me, you gotta be hungry for it. If you're not hungry for it, then you don't do it. And he also, there's a few more verses that he also said, if you want to be someone, I can help you. But if you don't want to be anybody, you're on your own. And other thing too is like, he's also saying, see, now I'm quoting my granddaddy on this podcast so far. He also said, people don't fail to plan. But see, people don't plan to fail. They fail to plan.
That's good. Ooh, that's a good one.
Yes.
Ooh.
I might need to have him come here and talk to you guys.
Yes.
Yes. Props to your granddad. That's some solid,
Spitting bars.
solid words of wisdom. Bars, yes.
Yes, he's a very wise soul.
Mm-hmm.
So he's helping me out a lot. So because I'm trying to, because he knows that I'm putting in the work. Do the work,
Yeah.
like do the work. You may not know what you want at first, like it's kind of hard to find like places you want, things you want to do, but
Mm-hmm.
just open your computer, go to like LinkedIn and whatnot, start applying, and just do the work.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it may not be the ideal place, but it's something instead of nothing.
Exactly.
Hey, look at me pushing off all these inspirational things.
Yeah, look at you.
Yes. Well, this last one's going to be a two-part question, okay?
Mhm.
So, a year from now, what version of yourselves do you hope you've grown into on stage and off? And when people look back on Peach Blossom Idols years from now, what do you want them to say about what you created?
Mm.
Ooh.
I just hope that we can still perform all together in a year from now. I try not to think about it too much because it makes me cry, but like,
Oh, I'm
oh
sorry.
god.
I'm sorry.
Oh.
No, it's good.
No.
It's fine. It's fine.
No, it's
But
just because like they're graduating and
yeah.
it's hard for us to all link up
I'm like,
after
I
they're
don't
graduated.
care if I
but
have to force everyone, but like maybe next
Fly back,
just all come
guys.
back to
Just all come
Savannah
back to
for
Savannah. Come back to
Animazing
me.
or something like that. We come back and
You
we
better.
perform, and Peach Blossom never dies.
You better. A year from now, I hope. I feel like I've already like grown as a person like a year back, but I hope I can continue to like be more confident and sure of myself. I feel like with uh this group, I've had to like be more confident, be more outspoken. And that has always been something that's difficult. In terms of Peach Blossoms, I hope we can all get together next year and perform again because you're all leaving me.
Not by choice.
By choice.
I know.
We will come back. I think I do hope we continue to do more stuff in the future, even though most of us are graduating.
Mhm.
And I don't know. I've been keeping an eye on the whole Kagai idol community, and a lot of people have gone very far, even though it's such a niche thing. I mean, like especially like Barry.
Shout out Barry
Mhm.
Chan.
Shout out Barry.
Shout out Barry.
But she's really done a lot of great work, and I would love for us to get to that point where we could, really make an impact like she has on the community, and just like, maybe even release original stuff and even get into
Release
the
original
singing
stuff.
portion of it. I would really love to do that, where we can create
Mhm.
sound, because we are mostly focused on covers at the moment, but I think it would be really cool if we could produce something completely and wholly original.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
So that's what I hope to be the next step.
Well, shoot. You guys, I believe I'm even thinking that even after everybody leaves, you guys will still get together and do your own idol groups. I've seen it.
Yes.
Even listen, your stuff doesn't have to stop at just SCAD. Y'all could do something else outside and just like do like your own personal. Like I've seen so many people who've gotten to do their own. Like they perform bands and they're selling albums and stuff. Y'all can do stuff
Mhm.
like that.
I hope
That's
it's so.
I'm like
dream.
what's stopping you? There's nothing restricting you from doing so.
True.
That is true. That
I
is
think
true.
the only thing that could like possibly restrict us is all of us living in different places right now.
Yeah.
Because as we mentioned previously, like our member Sneha, she's in Texas. Me and Martina are in Connecticut. The other
Jules is
people are
from
in other places.
Colombia,
Jules is from Colombia. So the biggest struggle we face is just finding a common ground and like finding a space where we can all be together and the time along with that. Um, yeah, but I really hope we could go big one day. We could keep at it and Peach Blossom never dies.
Right. Right.
Exactly.
Hmm.
Well, I guess that wraps up everything. Did everyone have a good time?
Yeah,
Yeah.
wonderful
Yeah, that was really
time.
nice. Yeah.
Thanks. I listen. I try to bring receipts when I ask these questions. Now I don't hold back.
Hmm. You came
So,
prepared, researched.
Very, very well thought out question.
Yeah.
Yes, I've said this a few times.
exactly.